What's up guys, welcome to Trades. In today's video I will be talking about fair value gaps. So what is a fair value gap? Fair value gap is a void price range where are no contradicting orders. That means there's like an imbalance between in the candles. So it means the price went up so fast or down so fast that it cannot take any orders, so it created an imbalance, and the imbalance it's usually the second candle of this three candlestick thing. So a fair value gap would look like this. And yes, even for the bearish trend. And also the fair value gaps, it doesn't matter if the body of the candles can be different colors. So it doesn't matter if the fair value gap is like this or it is like it was before whole blue thing, so it doesn't matter. But what does matter is you want to wait for the fair value gap first to be filled and then enter a trade. I am now gonna show you an example of how would a perfect imbalance field be, what it looks like, and also I will then show it at the charts and how I took a trade yesterday, or it wasn't yesterday, it was on Thursday I think, so I will show it to you later. So ideal trade would look like this. We went up so fast, we created an imbalance between the markets, and as you can see right here, this white candle went down into this fair value gap, and as you noticed, it didn't like close below it, but I will then later explain what does it mean if it closed below it. So right now it did not close below the gap, but it like respected it, and that means the fair value gap was good, and then it will push price to the upside. This is how would a bearish example look like. Price went up so fast, it created an imbalance in the market. And as you can see, this bull candle went up, and also it didn't close above the gap, but it respected it and then pushed price lower. So what would mean when this candle would close like this? So it would mean the market didn't feel the imbalance, and it would put price to the upside. So it like inversed the gap and it will push the price to the upside. Same for here. You can see this candle inversed the gap, and it will mean the price you like to push more to the downside. Now I am going to show you an example on the charts. So also before I show it to you, I forgot to mention this is not a fair value gap. Notice how the wicks of this first and this third candle are like overlapping, so there's no like imbalance between those two candles, so it means there's no fair value gap. Also same for this bearish. You can see the first and the third candle wicks are overlapping, so that is not a fair value gap. Now I'm going to show you an example on the charts. So this is the trade that I took on Thursday, and I'm going to mark every single fair value gap. Wait. I'm going to mark out every single fair value gap of these blue candles. Also these bearish white candles. So, and what ended up happening is the price went down and it created like 3 fair value gaps. So I marked every single one of them, and notice like, wait, I'm gonna first get rid of this because it's like overlapping. Noticed how this blue bullish candles went up and it inversed this bearish candle. I mean fair value gap first, it inversed that. So I was like, okay, it's going to go up, but I also had in mind that there are bullish fair value gap that needs to be filled. So I waited for those fair value gaps, also this one. And now you can say like, oh, it inverts this gap right here. Yes, it did, but notice there's like multiple fair value gaps stacked. Like there is one fair value gap, there's second fair value gap, and there is a third that got inversed. So I kept in mind, okay, there's multiple fair value gaps that needs to be filled, and it did. Notice how this white candle, the wick of the white candle, did not close below it, below the second and the third. So the imbalance got like filled, and also there was a fair value gap, bearish fair value gap, and price went up here, as you can see. And maybe you were saying, okay, it filled that, but it was before those candle were like filled. I mean, those fair value gaps got like filled. So I waited for that before it filled them, and then I waited. And also, but I entered out of this Fibonacci retracement. That is for another video. So basically I entered, and also you can be saying like, okay, there's more fair value gaps to be filled, but I kept in mind, okay, they might get filled in the future, but first the trade did what it wanted to do first, and then it pushed the price to the upside. So I was not like focused on those gaps to be filled because I was already in a trade, but I kept in mind those gaps because they might have been filled in the future because this gap got filled, but those one did not. Also on the 5-minute time frame, there are many fair value gaps right here, and also you can be saying, why didn't you like go short on those one because it got like filled here? Because I had like bullish bias, and you don't go and like, okay, I see a fair value gap right here, and I'm gonna enter because of that. No, you first need to pair it with some other confluences and things, so it makes sense, and you don't like enter out of every single fair value gap, because every single fair value gap, it's not gonna work. Okay, you need to be having it with other things so it makes sense. Also notice when I'm on the 1 hour time frame, that is like better because the high time frame holds high power, and also you can see this hourly fair value gap to get filled. You see it? Like the price went up, and this wick did not close below this gap, so it like respected it, and that means I have like bullish bias, and also you can see the price tends to move even more to the upside. Okay, so this is all for today. I'm sorry if I somehow confused you or didn't get you didn't get what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I mean, I tried my best to explain it. I mean, someone maybe will get it, someone maybe not, so I tried my best. And also, if you want to see more of this content, or maybe the confluence I will describe in the future, you can subscribe, like, and share with a friend. Okay, so that's all for today, and yeah, see ya.